Hey, so it seems that Tinder is rolling out a new discrimination feature, height filtering feature, initially in limited parts of the world and can be used by premium users, but at some point they will probably open it to all users. So dating apps keep detaching themselves from real life and keep sinking even deeper into the parallel dystopias that they've created. And it is no wonder that the population of the dating app dystopias keeps declining, making them more irrelevant by the day. Now, the height thing kind of already existed on Tinder unofficially, in the sense that almost all tall men would display their height first thing on their bio. Because what else would you display first thing on your bio? Some achievement? Some piece of wisdom you've perhaps acquired while navigating through life? Some personality traits maybe? No, of course not. The most important thing about you, what defines you as a human being, is that you are tall. Your body is a bit longer relative to the average body length. So, in other words, the first thing you are saying about yourself is, roughly, my parents are tall. And of course, on the other hand, don't blame the player, blame the game. The response from the female NPCs on these apps to the my parents are tall statement often is along the lines of, oh yes, that's the man of my dreams. So now by utilizing the newly introduced height filter, all non-tall men will be automatically filtered out. And by the way, I disagree with titles I've read on this subject along the lines of it's over for short kings are cooked, etc. No, it's over for all non-tall men in general, for average height kings and for kind of tall kings as well. And my prediction is that eventually the only people who will remain on these apps, I mean we are already almost there, but eventually 100% of the remaining residents of the dating app dystopias will be, on the one hand, delusional, greedy, shallow, superficial NPCs, and on the other hand, opportunistic giants. That's all. And they will all be deeply unhappy, by the way. Dating apps weren't always like this, by the way, for the younger fellas watching. They actually used to work up until a few years ago, and they helped many people find their person and create meaningful relationships. They used to simply, randomly show us single people in our area and let us make the decisions. But at some point, I don't know why, maybe it was not profitable enough, they started ranking us and placing us into tiers according to our attractiveness. And anyway, to make the long story short, they essentially used our most primal instincts, our animalistic nature against us. And that's how we ended up with the dating app dystopias we have today. It is what it is, unfortunately, and since dating apps chose to go down this path of discriminating against, of filtering according to certain specs and features, as if they are online stores and we humans are the items, why not keep adding filters for other things we can't change? I keep hearing people, men especially, who are like, oh, if there is a height filter, there should also be a weight filter. But that's not the same at all, is it? Because we can work on our weight with diet, exercise, etc., but height is hardwired into our DNA. We can't do anything about it. So yeah, why not keep adding filters for other characteristics we have zero control over, such as race, skin color, They could even add a skin tone palette so that we could filter according to our favorite skin complexions. The same way, for example, we would choose color for our couch or paint color for our walls. We could filter according to eye color. Oh, and by the way, we could also filter in order to avoid people with certain diseases or deficiencies. For example, since we are in the eye department, we could filter out people with myopia or astigmatism. And so you get the point. They could also make people take some IQ test so that we could filter according to that as well. And in general, the dating app dystopias could easily take eugenics to the next level. And by the way, you know what the irony is? The irony is that even if you get the perfect specimen with all the specs and features you've ever desired and dreamed of on paper, there's still a good chance that you will feel absolutely nothing when you are next to them. Because we humans, first and foremost, are energy. And it is impossible to confine the complexity of a human entity to a list of features. So, to conclude, I'm not saying that you can't have preferences. You can have as many preferences as you want, even to the point of delusion, if that's your thing. But my suggestion would be, instead of getting fixated on specific superficial traits, try focusing on things that actually matter in the long term, such as shared values and major life goals. For example, if one person is like, I definitely want children in the future, and the other is like, I definitely don't want children, then those two should never be a dating option for each other, because they'd just waste each other's time. And anyway, in general, instead of scanning for flaws in someone's appearance, try asking yourself something way more useful. How do I feel when I'm with this person? Okay, that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care. Bye.